Morning, guys. Welcome to a lovely morning where we received, looks like, rain down here, which is not good. No bueno. As I like to say, no bueno for what's going on. I'm gonna have a feeling that this stuff's really gonna stick to my boots here. So, let's see. Well, it didn't do too much because some of the dirt ground's still dry here, but we got rain, and that's never really a great thing to come to. But that's the way it goes. Oh, we didn't get much. They got more in Everton. Must have been what we drove through. Because my hole's dry. Nothing's changed since yesterday. That's a good sign. Alright, guys. Well, I'm here by myself today, so I can't hook this up by myself. So we are going to see if we can redneck us a hitch here. So thoughts are this. That's too tall. Let's try to just use this one. That's too short, I think. So what we're gonna try to do here, set you right here, hopefully. Maybe try backwards. I need something just a hair taller, don't I? Let's see. This one's way too tall, so we're gonna go with the shorter one. And what we'll do is we'll try to get that hooked up. We'll give it a shot. So you can see in the camera. So let's see here. As I back up, I know I'm gonna have to go way down. So the question is how much down? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go like that, and I'm gonna back up a little bit more. So I'm using the curl cylinders. I think we got it. I think we got it, guys. First try. Now we just gotta get it to where we can get the hitch pin in. I think that'll work. Now let's see. If you look at that, right down there. See if the pin goes straight down. And just like that, we got it made. Just gotta, hopefully, I can kind of wedge this out from underneath here. I may just have to pull forward a little bit. We shall see if I can cheat the system here. Nope, won't let me cheat it. I have to get in. Alright, I got it out now. So back on, go move our block, and that's how it's done right there. How to hook up something, you know, with a flexible hitch. Luckily I had a skid steer where I could flex down the hitch to get it in. So I set that block over there, my wood's over there by the blade. We're hooked up, we're ready to drive.
Whoa! I'll honk when I'm ready.
Hold on. Yeah, you're good. I'm just going to back up some.
I just don't want it to come loose.
When I get up, I'm probably going to try to drag you that way as I go, so don't hit me. I'll honk, and if I honk, and you're in the middle of the hill, put the bucket down. Get yourself ready for that. All right, guys. Well, basement. He's taking shots for Facebook.
Snapchat worthy.
Oh, Snapchat apparently. So we got all of the rest of it dug. We had the skid steer down, as you guys saw. I think you saw the skid steer. We had it down. You saw us drag it back out of the hole. We got this all smoothed out the best we can. And they'll have to bring gravel. There's some overcuts, but we just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything higher than grade. That way when they come, they don't have to shovel or anything. They'll just stone it. Obviously we want to be perfectly on grade, but that's pretty much, it's pretty hard when you're in this type of clay. It like won't cut, then all of a sudden it cuts to a tenth or two. So it's very challenging material to work with. So, you know, when you're digging a basement and it's all muddy and wet like this, you just get it really close and they're going to put gravel under their footer. As you can see, we got quite the piles going on. We got this pile has to go that pile is for the pad. Hold on, Dad. We need a benchmark along the wall so we can shoot our pad off of. Oh. Well, we got that benchmark for now that you can reset off of. But I just thought about that. We need something that we can reach, because remember, we gotta do what we did yesterday and set up a laser up here. All we have left to do is build the pad and move a bunch of dirt. Then we have this basement drain that's going to come off this corner of the house and go down to the ravine. So he's going to set the laser back up because we have to set this pad level so we know what we're doing. But yeah, this is pretty nice looking. We got, I don't know, Dad, what'd that take us? Two days probably worth of time, actual.
Probably 2 days.
Yeah, so 2 days and to get to this point. So yeah, I think today's Wednesday. I started Monday, but I started early Monday, but I didn't start moving dirt till noon. And then yesterday we didn't get here, start moving dirt till like 10:30, 11.
We're basically on grade after I put it all back together. So.
Yeah, so just go down there to the end down that corner.
Spray paint, mark it.
Okay, we'll get you spray paint. So this morning, you guys saw it start raining, and I started packing this pad. And as you can see, this stuff had some wet water in it, and it's dried out some now, and it's hard as a rock. So I think my moisture was my issue. And Dad drove the skid steer tracks across here. If I show you with my heel here, you'll see, as hard as I can, I'm barely making dents. So this stuff packs really dang good. This garage isn't never gonna go nowhere. So that's always a good sign. Good material to work with. It's just a little wet, so the pile's been drying out in the sun. We've had sun and breeze a little bit this afternoon. Just dried it out just enough. So working on that, and I'm gonna give him a tape measure so he can measure and make sure we're gonna be able to fit in the hole for the building, because we measured it all out on the ground, but it's always good to double check. So I'm gonna give him a tape measure and we're gonna go from there. I don't know if you can see him, he's right up on top of the very top bit of the pile, and he said he can see all kinds of stuff. He said, can you see the road?
I can see the telephone poles, can't quite see the road.
Okay, so he can't see the road either. We can see the telephone poles from down here. So still not tall enough to see the road. We're out of here, right, Dad, for the day? We're done?
I'm going home and eat.
All right. You might shut your passenger door and bring that grease gun over with you. Good morning. We're here, I guess it's actually afternoon for me, but I just got back here. Looks like overnight they got some sprinkles, but you can see the groundwater perking in the basement. Look like that corner over there doesn't have quite the groundwater. It was the last dug though. This has all had more time to sit. Looks like there's a few clumps that may have fell off the walls overnight. They'll just have to move out of their way as they do the footers. Try to make it as clean as we can, but there's nothing we can win. I pushed them off till next week, just due to the fact that we still have to build this pad. And as you guys can see, it is misting and raining, and I thought this morning we got hit by a shower. Now this isn't too wet, but it's not, it's wetter than it was yesterday, and I was hoping it would dry out so we could pack the next lift in here really well. So, but that's what we're going to do anyway. We're going to move his bucket out of the way in a minute. I'm going to take as much dirt of this. I'm going to go ahead and lift this up so we are good to go. We're ready to rock and roll. So I want to get going before this rain gets here. So I'm going to unlock the skid steer. I am going to then start putting like a 6-inch lift down. I may track it in with the track hoe if I can't get hooked up to the roller. Also, the roller is kind of a pain to use with this wet material. So it's almost too wet to pack it with it. It wants to bring up too much. I don't know if you saw in the video the other day, but it was trying to bring up way too much of the what it was trying to pack down, what we were trying to pack down, to a point where it's like pretty much the whole lift was coming back up. And so it's so sticky because the moisture content, and then we keep getting these little rains like this, and it just makes it doesn't ever dry out. Like yesterday afternoon it dried out, but it didn't dry out till we were leaving for the day. So yeah, I was really hopeful that this would miss us, and it didn't. So that's the way it goes. That's life. Glad I set the builders off, because otherwise we would have had to have this pad built and footers dug today. And with all the other stuff, I can't get my father to help today because of all the other tasks he has to do. And so it's just been quite the start. So I'm glad everything's working out as in a time schedule for me pushing off the builders. But anyway, well, it's hard to operate one-handed, guys, so I'm gonna put you down and get to work. As you can see, I put another lift in, but I'm gonna go ahead and track all that in with the track hoe versus using the compactor this time, because I'm getting pretty close to the top. This stuff packs so dang good that the track hoe packs it just fine. It's not like it needs the compaction of the sheep's foot. Also, because like I told you guys before, that moisture being that moist, it's almost, I guess, what do you call it, counterproductive, because as you can see, the whole thing's covered in clay where it was just throwing up the chunks of the new layer. So at least need to, at the minimum, pack it down the first time with the track hoe just to help it, and then maybe I can try to compact it again. Also requires me here by myself to hook that up, and that's, as we saw before, more challenging. Man, I need to clean my cab. Cans in here. Ugh. Not Pepsi cans like Dirt Perfect. Not a Pepsi drinker, but I'm sure he picks up a lot of Pepsi cans out of his machine. So alright guys, well, I'm gonna start tracking, and I'll catch up with you when I'm maybe like halfway through. So good morning. Me and Dad just got here to the job site. It's a little bit chilly. We got sweatshirts on. It's down to, well, like 55 overnight, Dad? 55?
Something
so
like that.
Starting to feel like fall. Got the excavator warming up. Dad's gonna start the skid steer, let it warm up. We are going to hopefully completely finish everything today. So what's got to be done left is we got to move this dirt probably around here, and then I got to throw all that dirt to that back pile. We got to have 20 feet of distance from the pile from the back of the basement, because they're going to be building a deck. And then I didn't get too much video. I worked a late night one night, and we pretty much finished this pad. It's not tracked in with the excavator or anything, so you know there's a little bit of ups and downs. This stuff's dried out, so should be able to grade this out with the skid steer this morning and then pack it all down with the excavator and pretty much be on point. We'll probably bring some of that dirt just around here to help build it up some, because actually the garage is going to be like a foot higher, so the top of the garage is way up here, so they're going to have a bunch of dirt eventually. So yeah, what else has got to be done? I think just really clean up, cleaning up all of the pad. There's some, you know, variations in the clay. The clay's so hard, you can't really cut this stuff down. I mean, look at how hard that is. I can't even get my heel in it now that it's drying out. I mean, this stuff's so hard. It's so, if you cut it, it gouges, and if you fill it, it's hard to get it to spread out with the bucket because it's so wet when I was doing this. So, but in general, we should be good. They're just putting stone on top of this for the concrete, so it's not as important, but we just want to get pretty close as we could. So I'll grade this out, make it look nicer. So we just need to get this all leveled out, get this dirt out of the way so we can make sure all the grades around here, and we got to clean up next to this basement. I want to back drag this dirt away from the basement, and so that way it all looks nice. Now, ditch really is starting to dry out, the basement floor, because of the weather. So, and this is drying out. It's still, see out here on the surface, it's not as clayey as it was, as in wet clay, where it would just stick to everything. So I think I'm gonna get on the skid steer real quick, try to grade out the pad the best I can to make it look nice, and pack it down with the track hoe, and then we're gonna move dirt, I think. So Dad's getting the Mini undone, and I'm gonna get started. Guys, I am going to start backing the pad with the track hoe. Dad is going to move this pile over here, so you're going to see him going by, me going by. So enjoy and watch. right, guys, as you guys saw, the pad is tracked in, finished. We're calling that finished. We got to lay the building out on it, and that's it. Need to grade this out a little bit better. He was just trying to move the dirt away, so it was out of the way. Now we can lay out the building, but I'm gonna have to cut this down right here because this is just outside the building, but we didn't get it cut down far enough. It's not even down to the virgin dirt yet, so still some of the pile remnants left there. What you didn't see was us moving all the rest of this pile of dirt back there to the pile. So we moved all of this up. I will clean that up with the skid steer a little bit, make it look nice before we leave. We got all that done. Dad back dragged along the back of the wall. I need to do a spot right here probably. Clean this up, grade this out, and then we're gonna lay out the garage on here. And then I also went ahead and took about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, maybe a little longer than that, to start working on this. This is where the basement drain was. There was a tree right here. I knocked a few branches off, and that tree they cut down, and then there was a little maple tree I had to get rid of there. So cleaned all that up, pushed it down there where I think it's past the drain. So when we go to dig the basement drain down here, we got an open path down through here. Hopefully once we get to about the wood line, we can use the mini to dig the rest, like it's not too deep. We'll be using the big excavator for that. But I parked it over there because we're probably done with it for today, because we got to dig the footers. That is priority now. So once I get this finished grade up, we are going to lay out the building, and then we are going to have to set our grade up for our footers and start digging all the footings. So that is the goal. Get the footings done and we are done for the day. So that's priority number one, and then that should also be done for we're just done for good, I mean, but minus the basement drain. So we're gonna get right on that. I'm gonna grade this out while he's taking his a break, and then we're gonna lay out this building. So we got this quarter right here staked, back corner, the other corner, he's running a string so that we can paint. I don't know if you guys see that string line all the way over here. We measured off our original stakes that I had out there for when they had laid it out. So we got it here, and this garage is at an angle from the house. I think it's going to look really nice. So I think it's going to turn out great. The house is going to be back set from the front quarter of the garage, so I think it'll look pretty cool. And he's just putting a string line down so he can paint. We'll see how good his painting goes, if he has enough string to make it all the way around this thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I will, but we'll paint and then roll.
Well, yeah. What do you think so far, Dad? It's not too bad, has it been today?
That's good. No, this pad is this clay is packed it perfect. I mean, you couldn't ask for better soil for making a pad. It is really compacted. Look at that.
Look at that. Look how much string we got left there.
That's perfect.
Perfection.
Yep. All right.
Now let's see how good he can paint. Let's track him down.
Paint the line. Make sure she's.
Yeah, you can't paint upside down though with that can. It's a straight shooter. That's kind of. What happens when you get free paint from somebody?
Oh man, I'm painting my finger.
Don't do that.
It's blowing back on me.
That thing has so much pressure, it blows the dirt and everything everywhere. Doesn't it? I need to shake it. Kind of acting weird, isn't it?
It's just blowing paint everywhere. Just make sure.
You can be up higher then, I think, because it's just built to blow paint farther. So.
My boots are gonna be orange.
Yeah, go backwards, I guess. It'll come off. Just animal paint. Not even There we go. It's a faded line, but that's all we need. It's just enough to know where to dig for the footers. So I just got to put the middle of my bucket.
This thing's a piece of junk.
We never had any issue with any of the other cans.
This one's having issues.
Well, it's the only one we got.
I've got orange fingers.
Tracking them down. So we're gonna get this all painted. Then we gotta set the laser up to dig 36-inch frost footings. And
we're ready to dig, bro.
Ready to dig, he says. So there's our benchmark right here by Dad's toe. That's the benchmark we gotta go off of. Will be 36 inches deeper. But I actually need to have a conversation because I'm trying to think here. We may not have to go 36 inches deep because they're adding the 12 inches of stone and concrete. So really the building is going to be, so we only need to go 24 inches, right?
I don't know. Is that what, I'm not the contractor, bro.
Me neither.
I'm just the guy in the ditch.
I'm not the general contractor either. I'm asking. Thoughts?
I think you're right.
We only need to do 24 inches, which is going to be a lot better than 36. Yeah, because I think he even said that. Do 24 inches. There he goes. Until he gets enough on the reel, it's easier to just... But yeah, got a nice painted line. Just need to keep it nice, long enough to dig. So, I'm going to get the Mini unloaded. And I'm going to get over here and we're going to set the laser up and we're going to start digging, guys. Try to get this thing done. Well, we got all the footers dug. There's a few, I gotta get down there in the ditch and pick up that little bit that fell right there, but all the other corners are good. That one there, that stuff fell afterwards. So we got to, that pile of dirt's gonna stay, that one's gonna be knocked down, that one's gonna get moved, and this one's gonna get knocked down. So three sides, I'm gonna knock them down and spread them out. And this back side I'm just going to leave where it is. It can sit there and dry out and then get spread out eventually, but I don't really think that we need to move it. I may take a few scoops just so they have better access, but other than that, not too big a deal. So I'm gonna get to grading out. I'm gonna put this Mini back on the trailer, and I think we're about done here for the day.